Thanks a lot. Thanks, I feel a lot better now. Greetings from Tromaville, and welcome to the DVD Director's Cut version. There's a piece of wood there, buddy. You gotta be careful when you're a cameraman. Someone spot this guy, he's drunk. Welcome to the DVD Director's Cut version of Mick Cribbin's Beware Children at Play. We were showing the trailer of Beware Children at Play right before Romeo and Juliet was to go on screen at the Cannes Film Festival around 1996. In the trailer, there are scenes of children being murdered by their parents, being shotgunned and garroted. And the French audiences, believe it or not, the French audiences were actually offended by this, and about half the people who had come to see Romeo and Juliet fled the theater. Needless to say, it was not exactly a great moment. However, Beware Children at Play has become kind of a trauma classic, and Mick Cribbin is definitely ensconced in the Directors Hall of Fame for the courage that he showed in dealing with one of the great taboos of Freudian psychology. We hope you enjoy the Troma DVD that you're about to see, and remember, after the movie, check out the interactive tour of Troma Studios. This has never been done before. Learn how the Troma movies are made, and much more important, take the Troma intelligence test, and you get a grade. Enjoy the Troma DVD Director's Cut of Beware Children at Play, and right now, let's watch.
Grendel the cannibal wants 8-year-old blood. Grendel's gonna devour you!
The tickle wasn't gonna tickle you!
No, stop.
I'm hungry.
Better go catch you some fish then. Get up. Here a donkey, there a donkey, everywhere a donkey, donkey, old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. That was terrible. Woods are abloom, the wide world awakens. Happy the mansions, the meadows most fair. And where are ye going, Glen Randall, my son? And where are ye going, my handsome young man?
I've been to the wildwoods, Father. I've been to the What do they mean, Daddy? The words.
The words are magic words. They're beautiful words, Glenn. They're like fossils in a rock. They preserve the hopes and dreams of those who came before us. We say their words and sing their songs so we don't forget them. You understand? You will someday soon, I promise. You want some more fish?
No.
Soup?
No.
Marshmallow.
Yeah.
Yeah, others, yeah. Okay. Where's your stick? Put it on there. So what do you think? Tomorrow night, we cook fish again, or we go to McDonald's?
We go to McDonald's.
I agree. Where have you gone, Glenn Randall? Oh, now you've angered the grim demon. You've made him angry and eager to kill.
Daddy, what happened?
Help me, Glenn.
Come here, son. Everything's gonna be all right. Come here. Don't be afraid. Don't be. Everything's gonna be all right if we just keep our heads. Somebody will come looking for us soon. But you must do exactly as I say. Exactly as I say. Do you understand? There's food and provisions back at the campsite. Do you remember how to get there? Okay, go. Three days. Where are they? Why don't they come? Wild land, lonely land, land of wolf places. They're gonna kill us. They're leaving us to die, Glenn. Murderers! God punishes the sin of murder. Banishes monsters and trolls and goblins from the fields of men. Maggots eat my body. Sin eats my soul. In the darkness, a demon grim, cursed, cast out, a damned exile, angry and eager to kill.
Daddy,
Glenn? Oh, Glenn. Do as I say. Must do as I say.
yes, Daddy.
A grim demon, cursed, cast out. A savage demon. No hope to halt the savage assault. Tear it to pieces, right through the bones, gulp the blood, gobble the flesh.
God protect us from goblins and ghosties and long-legged beasties and things that go bump in the night. Pieces, burst through the bones, oh, the blood, and gobble the flesh. Are we there yet?
Not yet, sweetheart.
She started asking that question when we were still in the driveway.
I have to go potty, Mommy.
We'll be there soon, Kara.
It's number 2.
Anybody with kids ought to have a porta-sand built into the back seat.
Don't take your bad mood out on the baby, John. It's not her fault.
I know. You forgive grumpy old Daddy Bear, honey?
You buy me a Barbie doll.
Barbie's not a doll. Barbie is an addiction. You know what Barbie leads to? Barbie hats, Barbie dresses, Barbie houses, who knows, Barbie Kotex. Once Barbie gets you, you're God.
She can't help wanting things. She takes after her father.
Come on, Julie. I'm just trying to make an honest living.
Honest? Oh, that's a laugh. The column you used to write for the Times Book Review, that was honest. How could a man who had the sensitivity and insight to write beautifully about new novels and modern poetry write that trash for trivial minds? Books, mostly paperbacks with lurid covers about flying saucers and ghosts and witches? John, how could you?
Listen, my books are honest and they seek answers to honest questions.
Then why do they need those covers? Girls with cleavages, front and back, being pursued by all manner of ghastly creature. Garish colors and cheap graphics.
I don't paint the covers, Julie. The publishers think they help sell the books.
How oft the apparel doth proclaim the man, how oft the cover proclaims the book.
You're a snob, Julie. Lots of good writers have their books packaged in ways they don't necessarily like, but they still pick up the royalty checks.
Money, always money.
You don't seem to mind the creature comforts that money provides, or the security we can give Kara because of it. college simply doesn't pay enough.
I like teaching English.
I like eating.
I like to go potty.
Okay, honey. We'll be at Uncle Ross's any minute now.
Can I play with Mary Rose?
Sure can.
And Amy too?
Amy's gone away for a while, honey.
Oh, John. Poor Ross and Cleo. Have they gotten over it yet?
It's not an easy thing to forget.
Are you sure we should be visiting them?
Well, it's been 3 years now. Ross thinks we can help Cleo, kind of coax her back into society. She's been very withdrawn since the incident. Oh, looks like he could use some help.
Are we there yet?
You don't need to stop for a stranger with Kara in the car. John!
Kid! Kid!
Mommy, it hurts.
Stay in the car, sweetheart. Don't get out. Just stay in the car.
Mighty good of you, neighbor, mighty good. You know, you don't see too many good Samaritans around anymore. Not even here below the buckle of the New Jersey Bible Belt. It didn't mean to frighten your little one like that. Ordinarily, I'm very good with children. Always had a little space in my heart for the tykes, as you might say.
Then watch your own son and keep him out of the road.
He might have been killed.
Now,
You're crazy.
hold on. Don't get your bowels in an uproar. Besides, it wasn't any kid of mine you seen running out there. Leastwise, not that I know of. I'm a salesman, I'm on the road all the time. Franklin Ludwig's the name, salvation's the game. Say, you wouldn't happen to have some spare water for the radiator, would you?
I'm afraid I can't help you there, Mr. Ludwig.
God damn it, then it'd have to cool off by itself. I'd a hunk of tin. If there was a hell for cars, it'd be right comfortable there.
What are you selling, Mr. Ludwig?
The goddamn best little book you ever saw. Thieves' Bibles. The Word made cheap. That's what they want out here in the boondoggles. Cut-rate salvation. Hell, these farmers can't afford to patch up their asses. But you mention the good news, and they'll always manage to cough up a couple bucks. If price is right. How about it?
Sorry, we're not really religious.
Well, I knew that soon as you got out of the car. Oh, by the way, if I was you, I wouldn't go around volunteering that information around here. New England wasn't the only place where they burned witches and other folks whose viewpoints differed from that for the local folks.
Is that so?
Oh, hell yeah. This place was teeming with federal marshals right after World War I. Seems as though a couple of the locals took it into their minds that some of the city slickers were possessed by demons. And they exorcised them the best way they knew how.
What was that?
Put goddamn bullets through their heads. Wiped out whole families, kids, dogs, cats, goldfish. As the good book says, they left not one to piss against a wall.
Left not one to piss against the wall? The Bible says that?
Book of Kings, John.
You're right, ma'am. Hey, I thought you said you wasn't religious.
I'm not. I teach English literature. That includes the King James translation of the Bible. Your quotation from Kings refers to the instruction given to Hebrew warriors before they attacked the enemy.
Right again, ma'am. You hear they take that kind of stuff literal like. Standard operating procedures for fighting the enemies of Jehovah.
What was the name of the group? Are any of them still around?
If you want to believe it, their names were brownies. Ah, not the little girls with beanies on their heads. Nah, this group was more like the Ku Klux Klan, except maybe not quite so friendly or tolerant. Their leader was a man named Preacher Brown. He and his family disappeared when the marshals came in to clean out their flock. Nobody's heard or seen of him since then. Most of the people around these parts are descendants of those brownies. Personally, I think they've gone underground.
What makes you say that?
You'll see. You're in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. These people are mean and suspicious folks. Anybody beyond a second or a third grade education is called doctor around here. And then, of course, there are the missing people. Mostly kids.
Well, we know Sheriff Carr, and we know about his daughter, Amy. Have there been others?
Oh, hell yeah. Maybe 12 kids, 4 or 5 adults over the last couple of years. You close to the sheriff? He kin?
No, Ross and I were in the Marines together. We keep in touch.
Your buddy's in a heap of trouble, mister. I'll tell you, if his daughter hadn't disappeared too a couple of years ago, they probably would have strung him up. They don't trust him, you know. He was raised in the big city. And what the hell do you think I talk like this for? I'm an NYU graduate.
Thanks for the information, Mr. Ludwig, and the advice. Good luck with your sales.
Luck? You don't need any goddamn luck with these yokels. You just say it's a word of God and open sesame. Their fly-blown pocketbooks spread their cheek and the long green pops out like pus from a pimple. You sure you're not interested in one of these? Makes for good protective coloring. Goddamn heathens. God damn it, I'm beginning to spook myself.
Ross,
You son of a bitch.
you haven't changed much. It's good to see you, and thanks for coming. Julie, honey, you're looking smart and pretty as ever.
Hi, Ross.
And hello to you, Princess Cara. Did you come to play with Mary Rose, huh?
Uh-huh, and Amy too when she comes home.
Oh, Ross, I'm sorry. Are you sure Cleo is really up to having house guests?
Yeah, Dr. Fish was just checking her out. She'll be fine. Oh, Julie, honey, I'm sorry. This is our county medical examiner, Dr. Robert T. Fish.
Nice to meet
Julie
you.
DeWolf.
Dr. Fish.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. DeWolf. I'm a great fan of yours. Although I have to admit I'm forced to rip the covers off your paperbacks. All those cleavages, you know, Mrs. Fish doesn't approve.
Do tell.
Yes, I was very interested in your last book, the one about the couple who claimed they were kidnapped by a flying saucer.
Unexpected detour? They didn't claim they were abducted, Doctor. That information was revealed under hypnotic regression by a fully certified psychiatrist. I invite my readers to draw their own conclusions.
Yes, but don't you tend to lead them a bit? I mean, your books wouldn't sell nearly as well as if they were about some emotionally disturbed couple. And that picture I had to rip off, didn't it feature a rather abundantly proportioned young lady who was having her clothes ripped off by some sort of goblin? That title, Unexpected Detour, doesn't that infer that they were actually led off the highway by some mysterious power?
Well, maybe they had a daughter who needed a potty stop. Speaking of which, we'd better get the Munchkin here to the nearest facility.
With sirens and red lights. This way, folks.
God, that piece of shit. I don't get any water soon, I'll never get home before night. Hey, Braun! Braun! Braun, wait a minute, will ya? Braun! Run! Come on, run! How about a little water for my car? Just a little water for a poor Christian who's trying to spread the word of God. Ah!
gentlemen will just serve yourselves. Julie and I will get the children ready for bed.
Thanks.
Ross, what's going on?
Amy isn't the only child who's disappeared, John. In the past 3 years, our community's lost 12 children, all gone without a trace or a clue. Amy was the first. We've lost some adults, too, but the kids seem to vanish in sequence, one every 2 months.
Ludwig mentioned the disappearing kids, but he didn't say anything about a pattern.
Ludwig? The salesman? Where'd you run into him?
Out on the highway, his car was having some trouble. Don't you have any leads at all?
None. That's one of the reasons you're here. Even though I should warn you that Dr. Fish disapproves.
Right, Mommy.
No fuss, young lady. You and Mary Rose have a busy day tomorrow. I want you to go nighty-nights as soon as possible.
That's my heart, Mommy.
Okay.
Night, Aunt Julie.
Good
Good night, Aunt Cleo.
Good night. No more chit-chat.
Good night, Mary Rose. Night, Kara.
We've tried everything, John. We followed every lead. We've exhausted every possibility. Police and detective methods just don't seem to work in this case. That's where you come in. In one of your books. Damn, this is tough for me. In one of your books, you talked about a medium, mind reader, something, who helped police crack cases. I gotta know, is she for real, or did you pad your stories to make it seem real?
Mind readers? What are you talking about, Ross Carr? Your daughter is missing. Why aren't you out there looking for her? What kind of father are you anyway?
Here's Freddie. You scared me. This is my friend Freddie. He's one of my dollies. My daddy's gonna buy me a Barbie. Mommy says I'm not old enough for a Barbie. I wanted to play with Amy, but Mommy won't let me. It's the Woodies. What? The Woodies, things in the woods. You know. No such thing. Who says? Mommy. So does my mommy. Mommies don't know much. There are two Woodies. Are not. Are two. Are not. I know, 'cause Amy's a Woody.
Damn it, I shouldn't have said anything in front of her. It's bad enough as it is.
I gave her a shot. She'll rest some now. Actually, I have read all of your books, Mr. DeWolf. Especially since Ross mentioned that he was considering asking you down here. I must admit, I find your subject matter provocative and intriguing. But the problems in this case are no longer academic for me. My interests are more than a mere guessing game. That's why my questions must be blunt.
Shoot.
How well did you do your research? And do you honestly believe in what you write? And is this mind reader thing genuine? You see, I have to be convinced that there are other possibilities, such as people being kidnapped by flying saucers. Sheriff Carr is my friend. I know he's a friend of yours. That's why I must know the truth. If your books are phony, I won't reveal it to the public.
Dr. Fish, I can assure...
I want my daughter back, damn it! I want her back! Same old story. Same old story. Come here. Sure. Yeah, we will.
Whoever elected the sheriff.
Just received word, Sheriff. Pete Gordon's 8-year-old. It's gone, like the rest. Some of the boys are out there now.
Any comment on the latest disappearance, Sheriff? I mean, do you consider the number 13 to be unlucky or anything? Should I just jot down the usual? No clues, no leads, no hits, no runs, no errors. Just 13 kids left on base, except you don't even know where the ballpark is.
You tell them. We're united. Yeah, Sheriff. Sheriff, I think you and Mr. DeWolf better get on inside. I'll handle this.
Mr. DeWolf? Not the Mr. DeWolf, the sheriff's famous friend. John DeWolf, author, lecturer, and get this, folks, ghost hunter. Isn't that right, Mr. DeWolf?
You better step aside, Miss Hawthorne.
We'll keep you and the rest of the press informed of our progress, Dale.
So far, there hasn't been a thimbleful of progress to be informed about.
Excuse me.
John DeWolf. My.
What are we going to do about it? Yeah, he's not going to do it.
Mr. DeWolf.
Hello, Doctor.
Well, it isn't everybody that gets a welcoming committee like that when they come to work every day.
Morning, Bob.
Dr. Fish?
Luke?
Well, I'm still waiting for those answers, Mr. DeWolf. Call me cynical, but I don't think you're going to add anything of significance to this investigation.
None of your methods have done anything so far, Doctor. Maybe it's time we started thinking of this case in different terms, with new eyes. In any event, it won't hurt. The worst that can happen is we'll be right back where we are now.
Well, I can't argue with you there, except to say just one thing. We've got to set a time limit on this. Now, if we don't get any results with your methods, we're going to have to go back to the sure and safe way.
Agreed.
Good. Where do we start?
Says here that this Isaac Braun was interviewed again by detectives 2 months after his son's disappearance and claimed to have seen the boy subsequently. The detectives couldn't get him to explain what he meant, though, so they dropped it.
That's because they know Isaac Braun. He's a crazy backwoods farmer and a religious fanatic.
A brownie?
No, I know brownies around here anymore. Who told you about the brownies?
Salesman. Ludwig.
Outsiders are always fascinated with stories about the brownies.
You sure they're gone? Ludwig said they'd just gone underground. Some of these sects are pretty weird, Ross. This could be your tie-in.
You doubt it, John. There have many brownies around here since before I was born. Hell, I've lived here all my life. I mean, except for school in Vietnam, I've been here all that time. You think I would have heard something?
Not necessarily. I mean, consider your position and these brownies' history.
Well, I wasn't a sheriff when I was a kid, and kids here every day. I forget that one, John. That's a dead end. Our friend Isaac Braun is just your garden variety religious nut. He probably thought he saw his son in some kind of a vision.
Okay, I'll file the brownies away for a while. Let's go talk to this Mr. Braun and get us some salvation.
Morning, Mr. Braun.
Morning, Sheriff.
This is John DeWolf.
Mr. DeWolf?
Mr. Braun, in your last interview with detectives, you claimed you saw your son again. Did you see him or didn't you? I'm through fooling with you, Braun. Now, where did you see Jamie?
There.
Did you go to him or to call him?
No,
Why not?
because that boy was not my Jamie.
And what do you mean? You just said he was.
Goblins and giants who battle with God.
Come again?
Goblins and giants who battle with God.
What is it, a line from the Bible or something?
No, not the good book.
Braun, I don't know what's going on.
Sheriff,
here,
you got a warrant?
No, but I don't think
Then
that's...
get off my land, or I'll...
Or what?
Or I'll call the police.
Ross, let's get back.
I'll talk to you later, Braun. Hey, what was that up there?
Ross, does Brown strike you as the hospitable type? I mean, the sort who'd invite in strangers off the road?
Are you kidding? You saw the way he acted. Besides, this whole area is posted. Take a look around.
Right, then we're agreed he isn't the kind of guy who'd invite in a traveling salesman off the road.
Not a chance. What are you getting at, John?
Ross, when we get back to town, I think you'd better give Ludwig's home office a call and see if he's checked in. What's the name of that outfit? Beeb's Bibles, the word made cheap.
Why?
I saw Ludwig's car behind the barn. There's no mistaking that heap. Can't believe Braun would invite Ludwig in for a overnight. Those two would make the odd couple look like identical twins. It's giving me weird vibrations, Ross.
ESP? I thought you just wrote about that stuff.
Some of the people I've talked to tell you that everybody has it. That's sort of a sixth sense. Check it out for me, Ross. It might not be anything, but I don't know.
Okay.
What did the sheriff want, Pa?
Same as always. They just don't understand.
Well, I don't understand either. How could you see our Jamie and not go to fetch him?
Ain't no words for some things, Mother.
I'm scared, Pa. That car by the barn and the blood in the fields. Something's very wrong here, and you know what it is. You've got to tell me.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. I'm waiting for divine guidance. The Lord will tell us in his own good time.
Jamie? Is that you?
I get so worried. Even though Ross put that fence up after Amy, I still get frightened when she's out there. You can't keep her inside all day, Cleo. Why are you here, Julie? Why is John? And all those terrible books. Flying saucers, ghosts, witches. What do they have to do with my little girl? Nothing, Cleo, nothing. Ross only asked John down here because they're old friends. He thought maybe John would think of something. Oh, honey, the books don't matter. They're not real. John only wrote those stories to make extra money for us. They're horrible. They hurt people and they frighten them. Why does John want to frighten people? What kind of person is he? Carol, honey, what's the matter? Mommy is busy.
I have no one to play with me.
What do you mean, baby? Where's Mary Rose?
She went away with the Woodies. Can I have a cookie?
We couldn't cover this forest in 1,000 years. Not even with the National Guard. John, I can't wait any longer. Can you get that mind reader down here? Now?
John? John? Are you really bringing that psychic down here?
Mm-hmm.
How can you carry this farce so far? How can you turn this tragedy into a circus? I don't understand why Ross believes that trash you write.
I've had enough, Julie. I wrote the truth in my books as best I could perceive it. While you were lecturing politely on Anglo-Saxon literature, I was scraping up every bit of information I could find, pro and con, for my case studies. Believe me, my master's thesis wasn't as thorough. I don't understand you, Julie. You teach poetry. And yet you lack the faculty of wonder. It's almost as if you were afraid that the real facts of life would somehow threaten the popular opinions of Short Hills, New Jersey.
Grow up, John. Please grow up. Stop muddling in this psychic nonsense. You and Ross should be out looking for some kind of a pervert, not a flying saucer or a ghost. You're just a big kid who's read too much science fiction, and now you're pretending that it's real. For God's sakes, grow up before it's too late.
Oh my. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Anything, Mrs. Allegri?
Alice, dearie, just Alice. You have to be patient with these things.
Alice just got here after a long trip, Ross. She needs to be rested.
John, I have to know.
You will, dearie. You will. But Johnny is right. I'll do much better after I catch a few Z's.
What?
Sleep, dearie. A short snooze.
But can't you tell me anything? I mean, any
Your little girl is still alive, dearie, if that's what you want to know. Only she's changed somehow.
How?
I don't know yet. Let me take the dolly to my cabin and I'll sleep on it. Too bad it's not one of those G.I. Joes, huh? Don't worry, dearie. I'll pick up the vibrations, like a plant. You know, osmosis.
That's osmosis, Mrs. Allegri.
Right, dearie. Hold on to him, Johnny. He's a smart one.
Is the new calf gonna be all right, Pa?
Fine.
I'll fetch you something to eat right away. Jamie? Jamie?
Don't go outside, Mary.
Why not?
Mind me.
Jamie? Jamie?
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I got that report on Mr. Ludwig, Sheriff.
Good. Let's have it.
Seems Ludwig was due to check in with the folks at Beeves Bibles yesterday, but they haven't heard hide nor hair from him.
Is it usual for Mr. Ludwig to go AWOL from his company?
No, sir. He's their best salesman and regular like clockwork. He hasn't missed a check-in in 12 years.
There's something there, Ross. I know there is some tie-in.
We have to be cautious, John. We don't know that for sure. Well, one thing's for certain. We're going to pay our friend Mr. Braun another visit. But first, I want to get Mrs. Allegory back in the office. I have to know about Mary Rose.
Give her a call, see if she's up yet.
Hello, Mabel. This is Sheriff Carr. Would you ring Mrs. Allegory's cabin for me? Yeah, I think it's number 12.
Hello? Thank you, dearie. I had a very good rest. 15 minutes will be fine. I'll be ready, dearie. Bye-bye. What are you trying to tell me, dearie? Dearie? Where are you off to, dearie? I want to talk to you. Slow down. I can't keep up with you, dearie. Dearie, please, slow down. Not so fast, dearie. I can't keep up. No more. My legs ain't what they used to be when I was a child your age. You want to come home with me, dearie? Your mommy and daddy miss you, Mary Rose. Hello, dearies. Are these your friends, Mary Rose? Hold it right there. I don't want to hurt you. Don't come any closer. What do you want? Why won't you speak? Ow! Ow! Go, come on. Put those things down. Put those down. Put them down. Put those things down. Ow! Go. Come on. Ow! 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 Come on. You don't want to do that. Put that down. I'm a nice little lady. Don't do that. No, your mommy's gonna be really angry. Oh, baby.
Did you hear something?
No.
Go the blood! Go in a flash! Tear in pieces! Bite through the bone! Go the blood! Go in a flash! Tear in pieces! Bite through...
What was that?
Nothing. Try some, it's good.
Okay.
It's definitely a woman screaming.
Wait, where are you going?
Oh my God!
Doctor, I've seen a lot, but nothing like this.
Go tell the sheriff we're bringing the body out now.
And this woman was just lying on the ground with all this blood, and then they started this horrible chanting. Oh, God, it was so awful.
Chanting? What do you mean? You know, like reciting something together. What'd they say? Hard to remember at all. Something like, tear up, bite her bones, swallow her blood?
Oh, no, not swallow. It was more like gulp. Gulp her blood.
Yeah, gobble her flesh.
Oh, God, I think I'm gonna be sick again. Can I go?
Sure, I mean to talk to you later. Did you catch all that?
I think so. I'll double check with them when they're feeling a little less queasy.
What do you make of it? Some kind of voodoo thing?
It's not like any voodoo ritual I've ever heard of. And believe me, in my business, I've heard of a lot of them.
A whole group of kids chanting, acting like savages. Do you think my kids are with them?
I don't know, Ross. Alice said that Mary Rose had somehow changed.
I liked her, John. I believe she would have helped us. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Sheriff, body's coming out now. I looked everywhere. There's no sign of it.
What?
Mary Rose's doll.
Well, Mr. DeWolf, looks like the makings for another bestseller here.
That lady was my friend, Miss Hawthorne.
So who says bestsellers can't be about friends? Especially mystical friends.
We don't need all this hocus pocus, Sheriff. Damn it, our wives and kids are getting scared to walk the dog to the corner.
Yeah, that's right, Sheriff.
Right. Come to think of it, I'd rather let him go on a rug myself.
Stay calm, Josiah. Sheriff Carr has everything under control.
Yeah.
No, before the next 2 or 3 kids vanish, I'm sure his author friend will have discovered a spaceship from Saturn that's been playing the Pied Piper for the past 3 years. Isn't that right, Mr. DeWolf?
That's your story, Miss Hawthorne. Why don't you put it in a hopper and let it rotate?
Oh. And he's rude, too. How about that, folks?
When you gonna do something, Sheriff?
Yeah, we voted you, we can vote you out.
You voted for him, I didn't. We don't care about all this crap, Sheriff. We want our families to be safe.
Yeah. Kids are next, Sheriff. Yeah.
And if you can't handle it, we'll see to it ourselves.
That's right.
Right. We will.
How nice to incite a riot. Ta-ta. Sheriff? Mr. DeWolf? Oh, and remember, the medium is the message.
That's it. We're gonna sit back here and take it. No, we're gonna take this line down.
Mr. Braun? Mr. Braun? Please, Mr. Braun, I'll only take a few minutes. I know the sheriff was out here yesterday, Mr. Braun. Why? What did he hope to find after a full year?
The spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge, and of the fear of the Lord.
Mr. Braun? Braun? Mrs. Braun! Hello? Mrs. Braun? Mrs. Braun? Mrs. Braun? Mrs. Braun?
Now.
We still have to drive over to Braun's farm and check on Ludwig's car. John, what that young couple heard, don't you have any idea what it means?
No, they kept repeating 4 main words. Tear, bite, gulp, and gobble. Like some kind of savage ritual.
Sounds like Beowulf.
What?
Sounds like Beowulf. You remember, John, the Anglo-Saxon epic?
Anglo what?
Anglo-Saxon. Anglo-Saxon was the language that preceded English. Beowulf was the story of a Viking hero who roamed the country conquering monsters. When John said gulp and gobble, it reminded me of Anglo-Saxon alliteration, successions of the same initial sound.
Wait a minute. Julie may have something there, Ross. What was it that Farmer Brown said? Here. Giants and goblins who battle with God.
See, that succession of G sounds. Goblins, God, gulp, gobble. Typical Anglo-Saxon poetry.
But that doesn't make sense. Why would children run around eating people and then quoting angel accent poetry? Where would they have learned it?
Anglo-Saxon. And that sounds like Beowulf. I think you'll find those lines in a story about a monster named Grendel.
But why Grendel?
Grendel was a cannibal.
Let's get to the office. Maybe the files? I'll call Dr. Fish and have him meet us over there. Oh, Julie, lock the door after us.
And don't let in anyone who speaks in alliteration.
I can't rest. I can't sleep. I just need something to calm me. Let me make you a cup of tea. No, sit down. Let me do it. I told Kara to be quiet. Now she's gonna get it.
Here it is. A college professor named Randall disappeared about 10 years ago.
What did he teach?
Medieval English, Old English, and
Yeah?
Anglo-Saxon.
Is Kara all right? Julie!
Can I take two?
No, you can only take one.
Why don't you take this one? I want to take Marianne. Kara! Okay, Cleo, it's Mary Rose. Get her!
A formidable monster, this Grendel. Seems he felt himself an outcast from society, scorned, ridiculed. So he took his revenge out on the king and his soldiers. Now, according to this book, here it is, he could carry off and eat 12 warriors at a time. Some appetite. Look at this. He was also invulnerable. You see how the swords and spears are useless against him? The hero Beowulf literally had to pull him apart with his bare hands. And even with one arm torn away, Grendel still managed to crawl off into the woods and die by himself.
I hope you're fighting something, gentlemen. The librarian's having kittens about having to come back here in the middle of the night.
Well, we're learning more about the monster. But I still can't see what all this has to do with the kids, though. What'd you find out, Ross?
The college chancellor knew Rendell very well. Said he was a brilliant and exceptional scholar. Could quote freely from any of the literature he taught. In all other respects, he was a solid citizen. The least likely candidate for the loony bin. His only hobby was camping. That's when he vanished, after a weekend trip with his 8-year-old son, Glenn. Neither one was ever seen again.
What does that tell us?
I don't know yet. But this has to be a major breakthrough. I mean, if Julie's right, and all the evidence indicates that she is, then Professor Randall's our only clue. He has to be involved somehow. Who else could have taught the kids those lines?
Boy, Glenn? Glenn Randall. Grendel. Glenn Randall. What's that suggest to you?
Get out! Please
How do we connect a professor who vanished 10 years ago with a bunch of kids who act like cannibals and spout poetry?
What do we know about his home life? Did he have a happy marriage? I mean, could he have been despondent when he walked off into the woods that last time?
The chancellor said the marriage was a good one by all outward appearances. At any rate, Mrs. Randall still lives in the area, and she hasn't remarried. We can check with her in the morning.
What do we do in the meantime?
We go back to the office and check the files. We have to be positive about this. We can't afford to have overlooked anything or get trapped into a wild goose chase. If there's a possibility other than Randall, we better check it out. I don't want to reopen old wounds for Mrs. Randall unless it's absolutely necessary.
I have sinned. We all have sinned. We have committed the sin of Jonah. We have denied who and what we are. And like Jonah, we have imperiled our community. Only an act of faith can save us now. We must admit our heritage and throw ourselves upon the waters. We must don our armor. Once again, even against those demons in the shape of our children. There can be no exceptions. We must cleanse ourselves. The wages of sin is death.
There's one positive lead we could check on right now.
What's that?
Ludwig's car. I'm not finished with Mr. Braun yet.
Let's do it.
But I don't want to.
Don't be such a baby. Whoever says it's your job.
Mr. Braun! Mr. Braun!
Looks like nobody's home.
Looks like. Wonder why he left the lights on.
Maybe he's coming right back.
Yeah. Maybe.
Hey, is there anywhere around here they might have gone? Neighbors, bar, something?
No place near. This area's all fields and woods and marshes. Town, they pull the sidewalks in around 9 o'clock. That was 3 hours ago.
Wherever he is, his wife must be with him. Is there any reason he might go out in the field?
I can't imagine why.
Carr, this is Luke. You copy?
I'll check out front.
Okay.
Carr, this is Luke. Do you copy? Ross, you out there?
It's his car. What's going on, Luke?
I think we got a problem here, Sheriff.
How big a problem?
I think you should get back to the office right away.
Okay, Luke. 10-8. Just got a call from Luke. There's some kind of disturbance in town.
Something's wrong here, too, Ross. I'm gonna stay and wait for Braun. You come back and get me when you can.
John, you sure you'll be okay here?
Fine. Now get going.
Stay loose. Remember, you're deputized now, buddy.
Hey, stop it. Cut it out. Stop it.
The Outlander must die!
Glenn! 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 Oh! Oh! Oh!
Please, Mr. Brown, please, please. What's going on here, everybody? Come on. You're acting like a bunch of children out here.
What's this now? Here's the sheriff.
What's this all about?
The usual, except someone's really stirred him up this
Why
time.
is the usual Luke and me? Doing their jobs, we wouldn't have to do it ourselves.
Folks, let me have your attention, please. Thanks. We have an important new lead tonight, and we're following up on it right now. Try to be patient a little while longer.
What new lead?
I can't tell you right now.
You can't tell us nothing.
Tell him, sire.
You never answer nothing. You don't catch nothing. Yeah. You're kind of an all-around nut. You got no call to do that, Luke Domain. Remember who you are.
That was before, Mr. Modica. Before my time. And yours. That don't matter now.
It matters. It still matters.
Yeah.
You'll see, Luke. Blood will tell.
What's he mean, Luke? What blood?
Don't mean nothing, Sheriff. That was before. That don't mean nothing now.
You see? He never answers nothing.
Yeah.
The only time he's on a spot is when that smart little reporter gal comes around. Where is she now? How come Miss Hawthorne isn't here now? She asked too many questions for nothing answers?
Yeah.
You get her transferred, Sheriff?
I don't know where Miss Hawthorne is, but I'm sure she'll turn up soon.
Him also, Lord. He too is father to Satan's spawn. Sluts and consorts of Beelzebub. O star of the morning, how thou hast fallen. All agents of hell, young whores of Beelzebub.
Mister, if you're calling my little girls whores, I'm gonna cut your tongue out with a linoleum knife. Now, what do you know about this, Braun? Make it quick.
Goblins and giants who battle with God.
That angel acts in poetry again. What the hell is going on at your place anyway, Braun? How come you left your house open and the lights on?
I didn't do it. They did it. They did it.
Luke, kick them in line.
When the time comes, you too will join us in the sacrifice of Abraham.
Amy! 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 Amy!
Grendel will pay you for this. He will avenge his queen, his wealthy owl.
Wealthy Owl is the king's bride, Amy.
I am not Amy. I am Wealthy Owl. Grendel has stolen me from the king's house, and I am his alone.
Amy! It's me, your Uncle John. Your mother and father are heartsick over you.
I have no mother, and I have no father. They did not come for me. Grendel said they would not come for me. I have only Grendel.
Amy! Your parents tried to find you, but this boy who thinks he's Grendel hid you away deep in the woods.
They did not come. He is Grendel. I am Wealthy Owl. We are demons, cast out and cursed. Damned exiles. We are angry and eager to kill.
Amy, stop! That's enough! Amy.
Uncle John, will you touch me now?
What do you mean, Amy?
The way Grendel touched Mother when he tied her.
What?
I won't mind. Grendel touched Mother, why shouldn't you touch me?
My God, Amy. Where's Cleo? And where is Aunt Julie? How could you
Uncle John. You know, I've always liked you. Even when I was a little girl.
That's enough! Stop it. Where is my wife? And Kara. Is Kara...
Kara learns the exile way, the magic song of the outcast fiends.
Amy!
Come on.
Ross! Wait! Get back in the car!
John?
Ross, get in the car! They're here all over!
What?
No!
No! Grendel's children will die tonight on the flesh of their enemies.
He was your father, Amy. A good man who loved you.
I have no father. Only Grendel.
Come on. I'm gonna get out of here, Amy.
Wealthiel.
And I'm taking you with me. Gotta get you to the town and show the people what's happening here.
He will never let you take me from him.
We'll see. Stay there. Come on. You're going home, Amy. And we'll get you deprogrammed or whatever they call it.
There's nothing for you there. The dark death shadow holds you no hope.
Then we'll come back here and you'll show us where Grendel's camp is.
These people come in here telling us what to do.
Stay down. Don't make a sound.
These people come in here telling us what to do. Brothers and sisters, we're united.
Mr. DeWolf, where's the sheriff?
Dead. He's dead. Luke, I need your help. I know where the children are.
Something happened out at the house. Mrs. Carr, your wife and daughter are missing. I found blood on the staircase.
We can find them, Luke. For Christ's sake, you gotta help me. Come on.
These aren't kids. They are demons.
Luke!
Yeah, see? One of those who would stand in our way.
What?
This man stands in the face of heaven's will. He would stay the hand of Abraham.
Abraham? What are you talking about?
But just as Abraham was called upon to sacrifice his son, so too are we called upon to sacrifice. to cleanse ourselves, to purge our soul of the darkness.
Sacrifice? Are you talking about killing your own children? You crazy? There's no devil here. It's just your children being led by a boy who's been lost in the mountains for 10 years. Luke, tell him.
No, do not fear. I know where he goes. He shall not escape our net. Come to my farm now.
Yeah!
Run far. The upper pasture. Good.
Now you too are an exile, cursed and outcast.
Shut up. I'm gonna save my wife and daughter. Where is the camp?
The wild land, the lonely land, the land of wolf places.
You must hurry, Uncle John. The sun is ahead of you. I will take you there gladly, for you will never return. And if you hurry, you may be on time for the ceremony of dawn. You may even see Karen consume my mother's living spirit and make from it her own life.
What does that mean?
How could I tell you? That would spoil the surprise.
Tear to pieces! Burn to the bones! Drop the blood! Trouble the flesh! Tear to pieces! Fight to the bones! Drop the blood! Trouble the flesh! Tear to pieces! Fight to the bones! Drop the blood! Trouble the flesh! Tear to pieces! Fight to the bones! Drop the blood! Trouble the flesh! Tear to pieces! Fight to the bones! Drop the blood! Trouble the flesh! Tear to pieces! Fight to the bones! Drop the blood! Gobble the flesh! Tear in pieces! Fight to the bones! Gulp the blood! Gobble the flesh! Tear in pieces! Fight to the bones! Gulp the blood! Gobble the flesh!
Cleo.
I am Grendel!
We are the goblins!
Lunatic!
I have your queen. Come and get her, Grendel, if you dare.
This is Grendel's kill.
Where's my daughter?
I knew all along. But I waited for divine guidance to deliver them into our hands.
You Bible-thumping moron. These are children. They need help. There's no danger here anymore. Put down those damn rifles before someone gets hurt.
Oh God, give us the strength to complete this purification. Let us not falter in this last hour.
If one child is harmed, One child. I'll have all of you up on accessory to murder charges. Count on that.
Grendel!
No!